Hey baby girls, welcome back to another tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be laminating Lydia's brows. So I'm just going to go through my notes, figure out what we're doing with the brows today, and then we can get started. So Lydia's brows are quite sparse and fine, and they're not very shapely. So we're going to try and thicken them up, give them a bit more of an arch, and just overall make them look more amazing. So I'm going to start off by using step 1 of the lamination process, and I'm going to apply this all over the brows. So it's important to work fast with this product, as timing is everything and you don't want to leave it on the skin too long or take too long applying it, as you can over process the brows. Try and apply this nice and thick to the hairs only. If you get a little bit on the skin, don't worry, just remove that with a cotton bud. And then we're going to put some film over and we're going to set my timer for 4 minutes. The film helps keep the brows into place and it helps hold in the heat. After a minute, I always like to go back in and rework the brows. So peeling back the film, I go in using my micro applicator brush and I just begin to brush the brows up in the air to where I want them to sit. Because at this stage, the brows are already starting to relax, so it's a lot easier to manipulate the brows into the position you want them to sit in. I'm brushing the hairs straight up in the air so it straightens out the brow hairs, which will then cover more area of Lydia's brows and make them look thicker and fuller. Then pop the film back down and leave it for the remaining minutes. So it's time to take the relax cream off. So using an applicator, I like to remove the excess product and I like to put that on the back of my glove just in case there's any hairs that haven't laid totally flat. I can always go in and use a little bit more so I don't have to open up another sachet. Once I'm happy I've removed all the excess product, I then go in with a little bit of water on a cotton pad and I just make sure I've cleansed the whole of the brow area and it hasn't got any product remaining on the brows or the skin. And then I'm ready for step 2, which is the reform lotion. So we're going to apply this product in the same way as the relax lotion. So we want to apply it quite thick and try and apply it only to the hairs. Once you've applied this to both brows, I then grab my micro applicator brush again and I brush these brows in the exact position I want them to sit once the treatment is over, because this is how they are going to be set. So make sure you concentrate on exactly how you want them to sit, and then once you're happy you can cover over with your film to keep them in place and to set your timer. So my 7 minutes is up, so I'm going to go in and remove the product. I like to do this using my applicator, and then once I'm happy that the excess is off, I then go back in with a damp cotton pad just to remove every last trace. It's tint time, so I don't want Lydia's brows to go too dark, so I'm going to mix light brown mixed with dark brown, and that's going to give a really nice natural brown. So you're going to apply this product all over the hairs. You don't have to precise tint using this brand. Literally it only picks up the hairs and doesn't stain any of the skin, so it's a really amazing brow tint. So this brow tint is by a brand called HD Brows. And you can only purchase this tint if you have trained with them. But everyone always asks me this question, so yeah, it's the best tint ever, but you do have to train with the company to buy this product. So using my applicator, I just take a little bit of the tint off the brow hairs just to see what colour they've gone. And I'm really happy with the colour they've taken, so I'm going to now remove all that tint and make sure the brows are all clean and ready for the next step. So I'm now going to map out Lydia's brows using my new favourite pen from Buff Brows. This is the Brow Definer, and it obviously just maps out the brows, and it's in white, so it's so nice to follow the guidelines. So I'm just going to draw in where I would like to wax, And actually with this pen, I've been drawing a little bit more so I know exactly which bit to follow, and I've been really enjoying working with this pen. It just stands out so much better from my old black pen, and yeah, it just gives a really nice contrast when you're doing the waxing. Now this step is very important when you're laminating brows. You need to make sure you're using a barrier. So I use a little bit of after wax oil. This is by HD Brows, it's called Comfort Me. And I apply this to a cotton pad and I apply it all over the brow area that I'm about to wax. You then want to go in with a powder. You can use any type of powder. I'm using again a HD Brows concealer powder. This will just absorb the oil and it'll make sure you've got a double barrier on the skin, and it'll make sure that the wax now sticks to the skin. So there's not really much to talk about when I'm waxing, apart from the brand of wax I use is a star pill wax called Azaleen wax, which is absolutely the most beautiful consistency. And recently I've been using a lip applicator, and it's just been applying my wax so seamlessly and amazing. I am so converted to this little tool. So I like to use small wax strips instead of like a big long wax strip, just because you can be more precise and you've got more control of where you're going. I'm really happy with the way these brows are looking. So let's get this wax residue off using a little bit of after wax oil, and then we can get ready to do a bit of threading. So I really like to use the threading combination as well as waxing, just because you can get like the little fluffy blonde hairs like really low on the eyelid. Oh, you would never normally go down that low with the wax, so that's why I always like to use threading for that bit. And also above the brow, I like to blend that area to just get rid of the waxing lines. I always like to finish with a little bit of after wax lotion just to soothe that area. This literally feels like heaven when you've had your brows laminated and waxed and threaded. Recently, I've been using this new product by HD Brows. It's a brow balm, and I've been using this after my brow lamination treatment, and it's been really nourishing for the brows. It conditions them and makes them look super healthy after this treatment. Look how much better these brows are looking. They've already got so much more shape and they look so much thicker and fuller. But I'm not finished there. I'm just going to add the finishing touches to make them look even more sensational. So I'm going to start the makeup off by using HD Brows highlighter in a pink nude. So I apply this just underneath the brows, and that just makes that brow bone really pop, and it just adds a little bit more definition in the brow without applying too much makeup in the brow and making them look too heavy. I always think this is a really nice natural look. Now using my HD Brows Pro Pencil in shade black, I go in and just mimic any hair strokes. So this is the best brow pencil in the world. I use it every time I do brows, and I use it on my own brows. So you just want a really soft, natural, faint line, and what that does is it just gives you the illusion of fake hairs really, so it looks really natural. And yes, I know this pencil is ridiculously stubby, but that's how much I use it. And for the final touch, I'm going to set the brows using my HD Brows Brow Glue. So can we just remember what these brows looked like before, and then let's see the after. I mean, look at that transformation. So much more shape, so much fuller and thicker. They look absolutely amazing. I'm so happy with how these have turned out. Thanks so much for watching my brow lamination tutorial. I hope you liked this video, and I hope you learned a few new tricks. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and go over and give my Instagram a follow. Thanks for watching. Bye.